The Lunar New Year is back, and this year with a much anticipated new shiny Pokemon. Well, new Pokemon and it's shiny, both coming out at the same time. The Pokemon Go Lunar New Year Dragon Unleashed event is happening from Monday, February 5th at 10 o'clock a.m. to Sunday, February 11th at 8 o'clock p.m. local time. Event bonuses include increased chance of lucky Pokemon in trades, increased chance of becoming lucky friends, additional candy for throwing and catching Pokemon with nice, great, and excellent throws, and also increased chance at getting XL candy when catching Pokemon with nice, great, and excellent throws. In the wild, we're gonna have some simple but epic spawns, which is kind of nice because I feel like the spawns that were happening in the later 2023 events just weren't that great, so it seems like 2024 is heating up. Okay, the spawns include Magikarp, Dratini, Shuckle, Fennekin, Skrelp, Noibat, and if you're lucky, Jangmo-O. Okay, here are the best Pokemon to hunt in the wild. Magikarp. I love this guy, it's got a great shiny, it is the snack that smiles back. Also, Mega Gyarados is a top 5 water-type Pokemon, and Gyarados in the Go Battle League ranks 18th as a Shadow and 32nd as a non-Shadow in the Masters League. Dratini. Shadow Dragonite is a top 10 overall Dragon type, so catching this and stacking up on XL candy, super important. And in the Masters League, Dragonite ranks 3rd as a non-Shadow and 7th as a Shadow. And actually in the Ultra League, it ranks 39th as a Shadow, so super useful Pokemon for my battlers. Noibat. Although it's not super meta relevant, it is definitely a very rare spawn and a super rare and really good shiny. Doesn't really hit the wild very often, so super cool to get. Jangmo-O. This is known as one of the currently rarest Pokemon in all of Pokemon Go that you can typically always technically find. Although it's been available in the wild since March of 2022, it literally never spawns. You're finding an unknown, effectively, when you find a Jangmo-O in the wild. The best way to get one is through 10-kilometer eggs, where it's lived since March of 2022, which is when it was released. So for a couple of days during this event, it's going to be spawning in the wild much more frequently, really for one of the first times ever, I think. So if you don't have this super rare Pokemon in your Pokedex, this is a great opportunity not only to get it in your Pokedex, but to also get enough candies and XL candies to get your Como-O. It is a 3-stage evolution, it requires a lot of candies, and Como-O is actually pretty good in PvP. It ranks 34th in the Great League, 70th in the Ultra League, and 45th in the Masters League. So impossibly rare, definitely PvP relevant, absolutely a top hunt of the event. The raids will also be super stacked during this event, actually, and they include 1-star raids with Dratini, Dino, and Gumi, and 3-star raids with Druddigon, Turtonator, and the brand new Pokemon, Drampa. Yes, Drampa is being released for the first time ever, and yes, you can catch it shiny. We'll talk about that in a second. For starters, what are the most meta-relevant options to pick in the raids if you're going to use your raid passes? Well, Dratini, for all of the previously mentioned reasons, although it is spawning in the wild though, so probably not worth your raid passes. Dino. Hydreigon is one of the best dark-type attackers in the entire game, and it ranks 29th in the Masters League, so definitely a great pick. Gumi. This is currently one of the S-tier rarity shiny Pokemon in the game. Very hard to get the shiny. Then we've got Druddigon and Turtonator, which are obviously raid exclusive shiny Pokemon, so they're cool. And yes, for the first time ever, we have Drampa and shiny Drampa, which is cool that we've seen a lot of new and shiny releases lately in the raids. Kind of feels like 2020, 2021 Pokemon Go again. Just wish the remote raids would be turned back to that, but we'll talk about that in a different video. Now the question is about Drampa, will it even be good? Well, Drampa will be a dual normal and dragon type Pokemon, which is a pretty cool typing set, with a max CP of 3,294. So definitely could see some play possibly with this Pokemon as a dragon type. Might be more meta relevant in PvP. Field research tasks will also be absolutely stacked, and you're not going to want to miss them. We've got Dratini, Trapinch, Swablu, Gible, Darumaka, Druddigon, Dino, Skrelp, Tyrant, Gumi, Turtonator, and Drampa. They literally took all of the really amazing, super duper premium shiny Pokemon and put them in the field research, all under one event. This is really cool. And yes, this also does include the Tier 1 and Tier 3 raid bosses. They're all in the field research that you can get for free without having to spend money on raid passes. Although some of these might require you doing a raid or two in order to get the field research. And in that case, you just kind of get basically extra encounters when doing the raids. But we don't know which field research gives which Pokemon, so make sure you're subscribed here to the channel because I will report that once the event begins. Okay, so in the field research, there is a lot of amazing Pokemon to catch. Which ones are most worth it? Gible. Garchomp ranks as one of the best ground type and dragon type attackers in Pokemon Go, and it has a Mega that basically same thing, even better. And as a Mega, it's got a Shadow, even the non-Mega, non-Shadow is very good, and in PvP, it ranks 33rd in the Masters League. It is one of the most useful Pokemon in Pokemon Go, like all around. It is fantastic. Swablu's evolution has Mega Altaria, so it's useful for that. Also, Altaria is pretty useful in the Go Battle League, if I remember. Darumaka has a super rare shiny. Tyrunt has a very new and incredible shiny. And of course, the new shiny Drampa is probably the top hunt of the entire event, definitely for myself. There will be a $2 paid time research that will give things like Stardust, XP, lucky eggs, and then encounters with event-themed Pokemon. And again, is this thing worth it? Is it worth the $2? At the end of the day, you're just gonna get a little bit extra something. So, you know, maybe, depending on the encounters. And we've got a really cool feature happening as a part of this event, a global challenge called Dragons Unleashed. Now, the global challenges are nothing new to Pokemon Go, but typically we see them during major events like Pokemon Go Fest, or the Safari Zones, or the new like tour events. And what a global challenge is, basically everybody in the world is like doing one specific action, and once everybody in the world does this one action like enough times, it unlocks a bonus for everybody in the world. So it's gonna work the exact same way for this event. Basically, everybody in the world needs to throw nice throws, and once we get to 1 billion, yes with a B, 1 billion nice throws thrown, we will unlock the global challenge. The most important part is that we basically unlock the ability to be able to evolve to Pokemon with their exclusive moves. So basically, like if you evolved to a Charizard right now, you cannot get the move Blast Burn on it, which is its best move, technically. But if during an event, like a Community Day event, which allows you to get Blast Burn, then you evolve to Charizard, you can get Blast Burn then. Does that make sense? It is currently 12:30 in the morning. I am tired. So basically, if we get the 1 billion nice throws, we'll be able to evolve to Pokemon with exclusive moves. We do not know what Pokemon those will be. I'm gonna assume one of those is Garchomp, probably one of those is Garchomp, and the other one's Garchomp. I'm saying they're all Garchomp. 3 out of 5. Okay, that's not the only thing happening if we get the 1 billion nice throws. We also will unlock 7 different wild spawns, which is super interesting, and we will not know what those 7 Pokemon coming to the wild are going to be until they're unlocked. This could be anything from brand new Pokemon that have never been released before, to really rare and exclusive shinies, to new shiny Pokemon. All we know is that there will be 7 new Pokemon coming to the wild spawns, and they all can be shiny, which kind of makes a lot of sense because we only have 7 wild spawns happening as a part of this event, so that's kind of a small spawn pool. And that's not all. The Global Challenge reward will also give raids. Once completed, we're gonna get 1 more 1-star raid boss, which can't be shiny, so it leads me to believe it might be like a new Pokemon. And then we'll get 1 3-star raid boss, which can be shiny. So I'm really hoping that all of these Pokemon are like new and shiny and exciting and like actually fun and worth the big unlock. But we're gonna have to see, and again, we will not know what these bonus global challenge Pokemon will be until we complete the 1 billion nice throws, which really should happen within like the first day. So make sure you're subscribed here to the channel so that when we know what Pokemon are being featured, what secret Pokemon are being featured, you'll know first because I'll report it here first. And that's what's going on during the Lunar New Year event in Pokemon Go, which again is honestly a really exciting one. And I will say, there's been a fair amount of complaining from me on this channel the last couple of months, but it does definitely seem like Pokemon Go is starting to ramp back up and get more exciting and more fun again going into January and February of 2024. So super exciting stuff. Really excited for this event and the Taken Treasures event that's happening this month, which is going to be fantastic. I hope you're excited too. Good luck on your shiny hunts. I'm going to sleep. See you in the next video.